Well, I made it at almost right on time. I think a little better tonight than usual. Shut this phone off so I don't have to listen to this all night. All right. Let's see how many people we got so far. Not showing anybody right now, but I know we got people in here. Yeah, we got 7. All right. Hope everybody's been staying cool today. I've been burning up. Uh, this weather already, summertime's hit, and it's feeling hot to me already. Hey, Glenna. Hey, Jeff. Hey, make sure I don't want to. I'm probably gonna mess your name up, but I lost it. Hello, Angel. I guess Sita is how you say your first name. Hey, Nancy. Let everybody get on in. Hilda from Buffalo, New York. How are you? Hello, Iris. There's Mr. Calvin. Calvin's going to be one of our moderators tonight. He's one of our new moderators. He'll be trying to help everything move along smoothly and make sure that there's no, you know, personal attacks on anybody. I'm pretty thick skinned. I can take it, but I don't want any of my subscribers to have to put up with any of that. And he'll be awesome at that job. I know he will. Hey, Kat. Good to see you. Hey, Red Tick Hound. Hey, Emmy. Or Emmy. I'm sure it's Emmy. I'll butcher your name. I'm good at butchering names. I've always been good at that. Hello, Belinda and Lisa and Mark. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Brandy, in my line of work, you get used to having really thick skin. Uh, it took me a while when I first started. I'm still somewhat a shy person, but later as you start working with the public and dealing with, the best, we hardly ever got called to deal with the good people in public. It was usually always the troublemakers. So we, you learn real fast how to, I guess, get be thick and also how to just let it roll off your back. Later on tonight, when we get everybody in here, I've got it on my to do list. About halfway through the show, I want to talk to y'all about. Yeah, Calvin, we're going to talk about you later tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about you, but I want to talk about Calvin tonight, and the reason I want to talk about him is he helps me a lot with the channel, but also he embarked on an adventure that is going to go really good with my next live that I'm going to be doing. My next live is going to be why I believe, you know, the spiritual part, the portals, why I don't believe in the portals, and I'm going to kind of lay my beliefs out on the next live, and that's mainly what the next live will be, because I want to share my opinion with you guys. And Calvin, I'm kind of glad he went and done what he done. He paid dearly for this hunt that he went on, but what he done, it kind of brought truth to a theory that I have, because he dealt with, without going too far into it, he dealt with two different things that I felt were a possibility, and I think it just went to prove that maybe on the right track. Uh, I don't envy his investigation. Uh, he went on a very dangerous investigation, and it. I'll just say that some things you just can't leave at work. Some things follow you home, But hopefully everything is good with him now. I'm gonna let a few more people get brought in. There's Coffee Bar Lady, War Criminal, Margie. Sorry, not sorry. Oh wow, 2 a.m. Keeping you up late tonight. Allergies are driving me crazy. I took an Allegra and about everything else. Good. Calvin says everything is okay as of last night, so that's that's really good. We're glad to have you. Sorry, not sorry. Roger says anybody else here from Australia? Perth West. There's Joel from Kentucky. Calvin. Jeff says God bless you. Jeff Townsend. I'm going to brag about him a little bit, guys. He has went above and beyond what he should do for the channel. He made a donation to the channel. He donated a AK-47 uh, ammunition, optics, a lot of other things, and he just went way further than what he should have done. Jeff's a great man, man of his word. Very few of them left anymore, and if you find one, you better keep them because so many people nowadays, and I've learned, can look you right in the eyes and lie to you. Uh, Not Jeff though. Jeff is a man of his word, even sick and in the hospital and having procedures done that most of us wouldn't even be able to deal with. He still kept his word, and we keep praying for you, Jeff, and praying for your health and full recovery. Hey, life. Uh, Spoke to the post office. A lot of y'all asked me to get a PO box. The post office is going to be opening a PO box for me right now. They're full, so they're getting everything together. But they said it's not going to be a problem. We'll be able to get a PO box. So that is coming. I promise. I'm working on it. I've talked to him, and that's supposed to be coming. I tell everyone about your channel. Thank you so much, Kat. That means a lot. Yeah, Jeff's an awesome, awesome man. Jeff, you are a man of God. It's obvious. All right, guys. It's about what 9 minutes past 8. We'll go ahead and jump into some things I was going to talk to you all about tonight, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if you all seen the video I was going to talk about tonight. I hope most of you did. Uh, there was a picture that I placed that a lot of people are saying that is a mother Bigfoot crossing the stream in this video, and it looks like some of them said that she's carrying a baby. Some people say she was carrying a deer, and some people say it was a fisherman and waders. I'm going to go out and say that I don't believe it was a fisherman after looking at it, uh, blowing it up and everything. But what do you all think? Did you see a baby? Did you see a deer? Did you see a Bigfoot? I was interested in what you all might have seen. What do I fear most, a dog man or a Bigfoot? Well, I would have to go with a dog man. I would say a dog man would be more sinister. a werewolf. I think the dogman and the werewolf are pretty much the same, or at least cousins. But yeah, a werewolf or a dogman, definitely. Hey, thank you very much, JD Smooth. I appreciate that a lot, and God bless you. And uh, yeah, tomorrow he is risen, and we're going to celebrate that tomorrow here at my house. We're having a cookout and celebration of Jesus giving his life for us, and thank God he did that. And us, we wasn't worthy, and thank God he loved us enough that he done it and didn't just give up on us. That would have really sucked. Yeah, war criminal. That's what I'd always heard him called. Life 23. It was the one where it was crossing the stream and the fisherman had got it. And a lot of people have been talking about that picture. And I put it up, and I was kind of wondering what y'all, what you guys would think about that. Hello, Sugar Britches. Uh, Before we go real far, a lot of people, I got a lot of emails, and evidently there's another channel that has been, I guess, attacking me. I don't know. I don't get to watch other channels that much. I'm so involved with. I run two channels. Y'all know this, and I don't get to watch a lot of channels on here. I do step in and I watch Da Roberts, Bettina Moss. I go on the hunt. I watch. I went blank. I'm sorry, Jessica. I watched Jessica over there. The Cryptid Huntress, and I don't get to see a lot of them. I'm usually busy in the field and trying to get material for this channel and investigating and working on things. And I'm going to get into what I am working on, guys. I've got something huge coming, and I'm excited that I'm doing it. It's a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie. It is something that's going to be huge. I think y'all are going to really enjoy it when we do release it. What I'll have to do, we'll talk more about that here in a minute. First, I want to talk about this other thing that's been bothering a lot of people, because a lot of you have reached out to me, and there's another channel that has been attacking me, which it doesn't bother me. I've got thick skin, but they've been attacking a lot of you guys, and I've got a lot of complaints and a lot of emails and stuff. And I'm sure y'all are going to know probably he considers himself the Bigfoot expert. Okay, let's say that. And if you buy the CD, then you'll know everything that you need to know. Yeah, he blocked me also because I made the comment one time that I felt like he was dangerous, and the reason that I felt he was dangerous was because he's mixing paganistic Indian beliefs with the Bible, and you can't do that. And if y'all will look back, and you'll notice that whenever they first started doing their channel, they didn't even talk about Jesus. It was everything, the Indian gods and creation, and the serpent in the sky was fighting this other serpent in the sky. And after things didn't go well that way, now they pray. And he said he wasn't saved and he's not saved, but yet he preaches the word of God because of his bloodline. He doesn't have to be. And I just think it's dangerous. The best advice I can give you guys is just don't follow that. If you don't believe in it, just don't watch it. Don't click on it. Don't support it. That's the best way to approach something like that. I don't watch it anymore. I don't support it, so I don't watch it. I think it's very dangerous to do that. It goes against what I personally believe. I don't push that off on other people. That's what I believe, and I just think it's dangerous to do that. And I just leave it. It is what it is. You guys are smart enough. You know when you watch it that it just boils down to buy the CD, buy the CD, buy the CD, and I don't know. I think you all understand. When somebody starts calling themselves an expert and they say, "Okay, nobody talk. I'm the teacher. You listen to me. I know everything. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about it." That's like a David Koresh kind of thing, occultism. And I just think it's dangerous when you go down a road like that to where you don't allow people to engage and to have their own theories, own opinions, own thoughts. That's my opinion, and I'm going to leave it there on that. Uh, um, Another thing that I wanted to talk is that Bigfoot went across the creek. Uh, hey Jeremy, um, it was carrying the baby, and it made me think of a lot of things. The Dennis Miller case. A person said that they seen uh, they seen it carrying it, and you know if it's carrying somebody away, and this one's carrying a baby, it makes you wonder a lot of times. Do you think that whenever they find these babies and these search teams go out sometimes and they find like a kid alive, and they wonder, well, why wasn't the kid found? Do you think it's a possibility that the ones that aren't killed are maybe found by the females, and the ones that maybe are killed are found by the males? Because I know, with some uh, you know, different animal types, they will kill the males will kill the young ones to cause the female to go back into heat to be able to breed again. And that was just something I was wondering, if do you think maybe the females are the ones saving their lives? Do you think that's a possibility, and the males are the ones that are killing them? I'm not sure. Uh, Another thing, uh, have y'all noticed it in a lot of the abductions that a lot of people were took underground? A lot of the people talk about waking up underground. They're seeing root systems, and they're underground. They're not sure where they're at. And they also mention a lot of water in a very damp place, which goes along with, they do follow the water, and being underground and in these caves and stuff like that. I think that that's probably where they stay, because if you notice in a lot of the areas where you have these hot spots, uh, they have coal mines, and they have caves, and they have hills, and swamps and forests, and really deep places like that. Yeah, war criminal. I've been out in the field 3, 4 times a week for the past 2 or 3 months. It's been so quiet. I've got a few sounds, not enough to do a video on. Everything's just been really, really quiet. I even went out on this pink moon, and I done a boots on the ground investigation, and I got a few noises, but I just didn't get it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is every time we go out, we're not getting anything. Matter of fact, the majority of the times that I do go out, I don't get anything, and it sucks because you work so hard to try to get it, and you just can't get it. Scared Silly, I finally got to you. I just saw on one of his videos, and he has a picture of you in it. What does he have a picture of me in it for, Scared Silly? I haven't watched him since he blocked me. They blocked me whenever I called them on some things, just asking questions, and I was immediately blocked. So if they blocked me, I just stopped following them. That's just that's part of who I am. If you're going to block me, I'm not going to follow you. So if you could let me know why do you have my picture on or whatever. I haven't been watching him. Uh, I seen where somebody had mentioned that they're finding people up in trees. Also, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I wish we could get some water down here, Catmore. It has been so dry. Our stuff is so dry around here. Our lake is actually down right now. It's crazy how far down it is right now. I'm thinking about going out. A lot of y'all had asked me to go out and do a video of my area in the daytime to kind of show y'all the coal mines and the terrain in my area, and maybe that would explain uh, a little bit of why it's such a hot spot around here. And I'm going to do a video for y'all and show you the coal mines, the hills, and all the hidden places. And we have a lot of swamps and everything like that around here. If you watch my other channel where I fish and go out in the boat, you can see it almost reminds you of Boggy Creek down here. I mean, we've got the loud uh, frogs, we've got the swamps, we've got the stumps. I mean, the other channel shows it really well. War Criminal, I am in Oklahoma, is where I'm at, Northeast Oklahoma. It's crazy sometimes up here in Northeast Oklahoma. Uh oh, Billy, better watch out for Glenna. One of the things I was going to tell y'all, hey Shell, is I am going to be doing a live. I'll probably, if I have internet, I'll be doing live, a few lives or shorts. I'm going to be doing a solo overnight camp. And where I'm going to be doing this at is down at the lake where I found the gifting log that I had found with Kaylee when we went down there last summer. I'm planning on doing a solo overnight there to see if I can get at least an encounter. There should be something in the area that should give me an encounter. I'm going to try to cook down there, put some smell in the area. I'm this solo camper. That's also where the guy in one of the videos I done, his vehicle was actually destroyed almost. It had huge damage to it. They had the footprints on it and everything. So I want to do a solo there and just see if I can get anything to come up. Should make a pretty good video. I'll do some, probably maybe a live down there if I'm able to do a live, like a short live, and then I'll do some shorts to kind of check in with you guys, let you know how the night's going. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Hey Sheila, I'll be extra cautious. I promise. The 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 AK that was donated by Jeff, he calls it Little Dragon. So I'll take Little Dragon with me. That way I won't be alone. So I guess I won't be alone. I'll have Little Dragon with me. Yeah, I will definitely fry some bacon. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know if you would call it brave, but I'm definitely gonna go down there alone. Uh, yeah, Calvin, he knows all too well how dangerous it can get. Um, I got a story I want to share with you guys that was sent in. There was a lady. I talked to her the other day, and I thought you all would really like this story. And there might be some of y'all have encountered this. A lady the other day told me that Bigfoot has been around her farm also for many years, since the 50s. She said they have never took anything as far as any of their livestock. So they've never killed anything. They've never took any of their animals that are alive. They have never, killed any of their livestock. But she says they have took eggs from their chickens. They have took vegetables from their garden. They have found their large footprint in the garden, and not overly, too many. She said, like for a meal, they've took vegetables, they've took eggs, and her dad one time caught one of them in the far distance, and he thought it was a juvenile maybe, and it was actually drinking the milk uh, from one of the cows. It was actually drinking the milk. Monster Radio, if could you send that to my email? I would like to, because I'll forget by the end of this show. It's abnormalinvestigation77 at gmail.com. Uh, Calvin has lost livestock to him. And another thing that they were talking about, uh, they said that they was out feeding one morning, and they noticed that one of the cows, and they thought it was a cow, they thought it was hurt, and it was kind of moving weird. So her dad decided to her he decided to drive out and check, and see what was wrong with this cow that wasn't moving right. So as they were driving out there, it jumps up on two legs and beats off to the wood line. So what they're thinking now is, what if these things are out there and they're moving with our cows and stuff, and they're mimicking other animals that they're running with? So whenever we're driving down the highway, we see 60, 70 head of cows. We're not thinking it's anything because it's down on all fours moving with them, and that may be a way they move. I'm not sure. Uh, a question I have for you guys: Do a lot of people, they talk about wood knocks, and I've noticed that the wood knocks, if you listen to all the channels and everybody that's out, investigating and doing their thing, when you hear the wood knocks, they're all so similar. And you know that if you go to different parts of the woods and you hit a tree with a different tree, they make different sounds. And I was just wondering, it's just a theory I wanted to throw out there. Do you all think that it may not be wood knocks that we're hearing when we actually go out? Or do you think that there's a possibility that they may be using like echolocation? You know, there's been a few humans that's been able to do that. And I've just wondered, do you think that they're able to do that? Do you think that maybe they're doing that to see in the dark? Or is that one of the things that, that they can do? Because I've given my theory on their vocal cords that I believe, that their vocal cords are different, that they were possibly passed down from the Nephilim. If the vocal cords passed down, maybe they use that echolocation. Uh, I've also, I've heard them speak, and my granny had heard them speak also. Never in a sentence, so it's always a single word. And I was wondering, has anybody heard them say more than one word? Oh, that's interesting. Maynard says he's actually seen a wood knock being done. That's awesome. I would love to be able to see that. Yes, Glenna, I have heard the chatter. Uh, it wasn't understandable, like whenever they spoke the words, that I've heard them say, but I have heard the chatter. Um, but I was just wondering, has anybody heard them like use a sentence that you was able to understand? Yeah, Monster Radio. That's right. That's another good point. I didn't know that, Shell. I will need to look deeper into that. That's interesting to me. And God guns and ammo, that's right. Whenever we would go camping, they would make different noises like a baby crying, a dog barking, anything that they could do. And we would hear it all around us. Hey, Sharon, it's good to see you. Life 23, that could be because it sounded real animalistic to me whenever I first heard it. It sounded like an animal trying to talk. It was really weird. Yes, exactly, Shell. That's exactly what it sounded like. It was a growlish, animalistic. Even the laugh I heard, it was the same way whenever it laughed at me. It was so weird. Yes, sorry, not sorry. When I heard the baby crying at night, it was very scary. Spooktator, that does look like a scary spot. There's probably just about anything down there. Hey, Kat, do you have any photographs or video of it staying in there, or anything that you can that you want to share with us? If you do, I could put it on my Facebook page, or we could share. I'd love to see the black one that you have down there because a lot of people do see black creatures, but most of the black ones that people see are dogmen or werewolves. I prefer the werewolf. Y'all know I'm hard headed. Yeah, Brian, an owl. I've heard them mimic owls a lot, I think they may even talk like that because I've heard them when one starts, they'll kind of sound like they're all around you, and you can tell that they're moving different locations. Sorry, a little werewolf's barking. Hunter came in. She barks at every little noise. Even though if something chased her, she'd run. She's tough as long as she's behind the door. Got a question for you, Jeff Townsend from Sheila Claxton. Maynard Alice constantly. Yeah. Yes, that Maynard. I've heard that a lot. That is really weird. Oh, that's interesting. He says all of them in Maine are all black. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I've seen a brown one, I've seen a white one, and I've seen a reddish one. As far as Bigfoot, now dogmen, uh, they look like a German Shepherd color to me. That black German Shepherd color. You see, Angel, that's whenever I start wondering what are their motives whenever they start calling people's names. You know, to me, there's no other reason for them to do that than to try to get you to come out there. And I think whenever they do that, that's really scary. I think it's dangerous. Yeah, if y'all haven't smashed the thumbs up, guys, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up right now. It helps so much at getting us out there and people to see that we're live right now to join the chat. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you are watching, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Just reach down, click the subscribe under the bell, click all, and you'll be notified of all of our new uploads when we go live, supposedly, which hasn't been acting right lately because nobody, well, not everybody's getting notified. I've been getting emails on that also. Yes, they make a lot of weird noises, and I think they do it maybe sometimes to even try to scare us. So Roger, do you believe they're able to talk? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I'm not sure. Or do you not believe that they mimic noises? I don't know, Calvin, what Roger's getting at. So y'all's been wondering about my investigation coming up. I can't tell y'all exactly what I'm working on right now because it would endanger some people. I can promise you that what I am going to be releasing is going to be something like you all have never seen. Uh, it's going to be, I think, something that's going to go plumb crazy. Uh, what I will have to do is before I do release what I'm going to be releasing, I will have to give you a heads up. It's coming out. You may want to download it whenever I release it. I do not know how long they're going to leave it out. Uh, I pretty sure it will be removed whenever I do release it. So you're going to want to download whenever I release this what I'm working on. I've been working on this for 2 months. I've been gathering information on this project that I've been working on for a long time. There's a lot of investigation that's went into this, a lot of background checks, a lot of speaking to witnesses, witnesses coming forward, gaining information, and whenever we release it, I believe you guys are going to be really, really, I think, just blown away. And you're going to be glad our channel is going to release this because there's no other channel going to have the information that we are privileged that we're going to be able to release. This person that I'm talking to is only going to give this information one time. I was blessed that she picked me to be able to do it. And once this airs, she's done. She does not want to be contacted again. She's going to remain anonymous. You will see her in the video. She's going to give her story. She'll be questioned, and she's going to tell you all things that are going to blow your mind. It's already blew my mind. I have spent hours and hours on the phone with her, with witnesses, doing background checks. Just it's it's going to be amazing. I'm excited to share it with you guys. Uh, it'll be something that nobody's seen. It will really, I think, really change a lot of people's perspectives on a really big case that's been going on. JD Smooth, I think they probably do too. I think they would probably be more comfortable with that also, seeing that they did run around a lot together and they had, it seems like, more interactions with each other. So that does make a lot of sense to me. Thank you very much, Sharon. It's going to be awesome, and I'm not going to lie. It's a it's not safe what I'm working on, and it does jeopardize some people's lives, and it's going to be a really different video, and I'm not going to lie, it's scary as hell. There's some stuff that's going to be released that's just going to blow your all's mind. What this lady went through, what she's seen, uh, how it came about, how they got it to come to where it was at, what it looked like. Um, this lady is a very strong lady. She is having to see counselors over what has happened to her. She has seen them for a long time. She has been through a great deal. She has PTSD over what has happened. She actually spoke to her counselors, her doctors, and they're working with us on her telling her story. It's a story that they believe that she needed to tell, and luckily she chose us to be able to do it. This channel, and partly because she said this channel makes her feel comfortable the way we do things, and the subscribers we have. So we're blessed that she's doing this. It's been really hard on her to do what she's doing right now. A lot of times she has had to stop during our conversations. She's had to take breaks, and sometimes she's had to take weeks at a time off because the things that she's seen were horrific. They're terrible. The things that she saw. She uh, she almost lost her life to this also, and it's just I'm not sure. I don't want to give her away right now because it's dangerous for her. Because after she releases this story, she's going to go into hiding, and she's really not going to have really choice but to do that because hey, Squatching Mountain Mama, she's she's going to be giving out a lot, and yeah, Mindy, her counselors are working with her, and hand in hand with releasing this story, it's going to be something that hasn't been solved in 50 years or better, and you guys are going to see names, information, how it happened, what was there, how it became, where it came from, and is it still there? And yeah, Calvin's exactly right. Calvin, I've talked to Calvin about this. Calvin goes out and hunts these creatures. He has a team that goes out and does this. Calvin is very well trained, him and his team. They're military. Calvin's 101st Airborne Ranger. You don't need to say anymore. And, it's just whenever it releases, I think it's going to blow a lot of people away. And I'm going to interview her. I'm going to her place, and she's invited me down. Where I am going, it is going to require me taking a security team with me, an armed security team. Uh, we will have to take precautions while we do the taping, the airing, the investigations. It's not a safe thing we're doing, but it's something that needs to be told, something that she's ready to bring out. And I think that it's going to blow a lot of you away. It's not a story that you want to be proud of what happened. It's a very sad, black, dark story, but it's also something that needs to be told. And I'm just glad that she came to us to be able to do it. And as long as it takes her to be able to get the full story out, I'm working with her. I'm not going to push her. I've seen the pain in her eyes. I've heard the pain in her voice. I've seen her break down. This is not easy for her at all. And you got to remember, all this happened to her at around the age of 13. So she was just a child dealing with several monsters that done horrendous things. And she's going to share all that with us. So that'll be coming up. I'm not sure how much longer it'll be. I'm making sure I get this one right because it is something that nobody else is going to have access to. What she's going to tell us on here is not something that somebody is just going to be able to go out and reinvestigate and be able to come back and say something different. We're actually getting this, as you would say, from the horse's mouth. She was there. She she saw what happened, and she knows who, what, when, where, and how, and she's going to share all that. And after it happens, we're gonna have a live probably on it. Da Roberts, as I'm going to be on his show. I think him and Robbie and them want to talk to me about after we release it. Some more maybe questions, information. It's going to be something that's really it's scary. I mean, it really is. It's scary to cover. It's scary what happened, and there was deaths in this story. Several people died to this, and it's well known, and it's it's just something that's very scary. It's bad enough that y'all know how goofy I am. I'll go out and stay the night in the woods, and do a solo camp. And what I'm doing here is requiring me to take armed security with me and to take measures with me. And I've been speaking to Calvin, him being in the 101st Airborne, and I worked, with law enforcement and security all my life, and with special operations and tactics, and even getting with Calvin and talking about, strategic positions and stuff as far as meeting her because of the dangers of meeting her and the information she's given. So Calvin's pretty brushed up to date on what's going on, and we're just doing it as careful as we can. And it may take us a little while to get it out to get it right, but when we release it, we're going to release it the best we can. So I appreciate the patience. Y'all are not going to regret being here when it comes out. You're probably going to want to download it when it comes out. It's going to be something that they're going to want to try to get rid of, and I'm sure Calvin will even tell you as soon as this comes out, it's going to go big, but I don't know how long they're going to allow it to stay out. Squatching Mountain Mama says, you're always telling all of us to be safe. You need to take your own advice, Mike. If you insist on being in there, keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, I have to go Squatching Mountain Mama. It's something that I have to do. I have to actually go here in person. It's something that she wants to do in person. She wants me to look at the area in person. She wants to do the interview in person. So yeah, it's somewhere where we have to be in person. So, but we'll be careful. I got a good team member going to be going with me that's going to be providing security, and we'll be as careful as we can be for sure. Yeah, Jeremy, they did. They tried, and it's a fight all the time. I told everybody, and Squatching Mountain Mama has something I'd really want to talk about. Uh, whenever I first came on, uh, a lot of people, whenever you come into this field and you start investigating, you you start looking for the truth, or I did. I look for the truth, and thank you for your service, War Criminal 7. And he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He's a retired law enforcement officer. I always said when I started this channel that I wasn't going to follow what was popular. I wasn't going to follow what got me the numbers, what got me the views. I want to find the truth in all this because, see, I lived in it. I was afraid. I know how scary it was to hear those sounds. I know what it was like to have that door hit, to have that doorknob turn, to see it. My parents growing up in it, the elders of the town all having these experiences and finally talking to me and seeing these things for myself. And I always said, I'm not going to follow the mainstream, you know, all this. I had a guy ask me just a while ago. I seen it come up on here, and I didn't get to answer him. And he said, "Do you believe that Sasquatch and aliens are related?" Well, I mean, I believe in my beliefs. I'm not pushing it on you guys. Again, this is my opinion. Aliens to me are demons, and I'll go more into that on my other live coming up. But an alien is something that is not known to be in a certain area. Demons were not supposed to be on Earth; they were kicked from heaven. Earth was for us, so to me, they're aliens. Now, uh, just no, I don't believe in aliens as far as extraterrestrial beings coming from outer space coming down. And uh, whenever I started getting into that and saying I didn't believe in this and I didn't believe in these portals and uh, things. A lot of channels got mad at me. Some of them blocked me. Some of them stopped talking to me. Some of them left. And the way I look at it, as from an investigating point, is if you start believe in something and you start investigating something on the beliefs or speculation of others, and you're working on the sand, you don't have a permanent basis for your investigation. You have to have something solid to be able to grow your investigation from. If you start out believing what you haven't seen, then you're working on something that's not true. Okay, so you have to have a basis, a solid basis, a rock, not not the sand, but the rock, and then you can expand out. And I know that none of us are experts in this. None of us have all the information in this, and doing this does require us to have to speculate. But I want to be able to speculate on the most probable cause. And people get mad at you when you step out like that. Now, here is where a little bit of the difference is, and I'll talk more about this on the other live coming up. Do I believe there's portals? Yes, absolutely. Do I believe Sasquatch, flesh and blood are using these portals? No. I believe these flesh and blood creatures, and I'm getting ready to get into you, Calvin. I'm just going to go ahead and work on it up to you. I believe these flesh and blood creatures carry the Nephilim blood from the fallen angels, the demons, which would have a connection with the spiritual demons, the ones that are disembodied, that would cause them to be attracted to these flesh and blood creatures. So that's why approximately 25% of people that have a uh, an encounter with one will have a paranormal encounter. 25% is a rough estimate of the people that do, and that's just because of the connection. My beliefs. This is my beliefs. I'm not pushing off anybody. But Jesus said, flesh is flesh, spirit is spirit. Flesh cannot enter into the spirit world. Behold, he stands at the door. God was in control of every portal that was ever opened. He's not going to allow that. He put us above everything. You think he's going to allow a monster that, runs around and, like they was talking to if you got a Sasquatch flying a spaceship and then you have him eating out of a dumpster, that just does not follow logic to me. But if you separate the two and you say, okay, these cryptids come from the Nephilim, they carry the Nephilim blood, there's a connection that may connect these spirits to them. And remember, he's the great deceiver. He even shown himself as light at one time to try to deceive us, but everything he does is imitation. It's all imitation. He can show you whatever you want to see, whatever you want to look for. He can show you that. He can fool you. He can deceive you. And if they're out there and you're out there and you're open to this, sure, you can see whatever you're out there because he's going to show you, whatever, whatever you want to see. If you look for it, you can find it. But I think that they're two different things is what you're seeing. And that's why I always say when you're out there, I always tell the spirit stuff, to leave in Jesus' name, and then I'll deal with the flesh and blood. Now, Calvin just went on a mission, and I'm not going to talk much about it, but I'm going to have him on a show. And Calvin went and dealt with some things that were, I think, maybe flesh and blood, and some things that weren't. And guess what? One of Calvin's teammates had a hitchhiker come home with him the other night, and they've been fighting like hell to get rid of it because it's been tormenting one of his team members' families. I believe his wife and kids, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the spiritual aspect of it. These flesh and blood are attracted, or some, 25% or somewhere around there have this attraction of these spirits. It happened at my granny's too. There was flesh and blood and there was spirit. And that's what Granny always told us. Not everything out there is Bigfoot. There's other things out there. And then there's other things that are spiritual. We were all Christian growing up, and we never had the mind talk and stuff because we did not allow it. It was something we did not allow. And I got to stop and get off that because I'm going to be talking about that on the next live. But I definitely wanted to touch on that. And let's see. Spooktator Ball says Psalm 78:25. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Yes, Spectator, angels did eat. But one of the things that people have asked me about that part is angels are God's angels, and the disembodied spirits have been stricken of that right to be able to take human form. They are disembodied as their punishment. They're not able to take that form to be able to eat. They are disembodied. Remember the pigs. Whenever they were cast out of a man, they were so desperate for a body that they asked Jesus, "Can we go into the pigs?" Because there was no rest for them through the water. So they want a body so bad that they even asked to go into the pigs. If they could manifest into something physical, then they would have had no need to beg Jesus, "Can we go into the pigs?" And then go into the pigs, and the pigs went and drowned themselves. So they don't have that ability anymore, in my opinion, my belief. I'm not pushing that on anybody. It's just where I come from. It's what I've found and what I've been investigating, and I got a friend that's helping me, and that's just kind of what we see. Uh, like that other channel I've been talking about, they go on and talk about medicine men and stuff like that. I'm Cherokee. I love my culture. I love my people. I'm proud of who I come from. I am proud to be Cherokee, very proud to be Cherokee. But there's one thing that I know: medicine men never raised anybody from the dead. There was only one person that ever done that, and that was Jesus Christ. And I think it's dangerous when he starts mixing that with you guys, because you don't want to mislead people and things like that. That gets very dangerous. Calvin says, "Yeah, it was his wife and his little boy, right?" Oh, it jumped on me. Yeah, it was his wife and his little boy. Oh no, I gotta grab this one too. Jeff Townsend has so much information on this. He's actually a group expert on my channel on a lot of this, and I think Jeff right there, I think you nailed it. I think that is a very good statement. Uh, that's exactly what I'm coming to the conclusion in my investigations. I don't think I couldn't have said that any better. Uh, there is evil things associated with these flesh and blood cryptids. And these cryptids may not even want these things around, but because of the bloodline, because of that association, I think there's just that around that 25% that does happen. Hey Angela, good to see you. Yes, Herbert, them things are scary. I've read a little bit about them, and I agree they are demons, no doubt. They go to knocking on my door, and we're not going to have that. Uh, JD Smooth, I've never heard of that. I have not. You can send me. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that. I've never heard of that. So I just put my email out. I've never heard of that. That's interesting, though. James Frederick says, "What about SW abilities?" Okay, what is SW? I'm sorry, I'm slow tonight. What about what's the SW ability? Sorry, James. Hey, sweet home Kentucky. Good to see you tonight. I'm so happy to have you tonight, Angela. I'm glad you was able to make it. Okay, skinwalkers. Again, I think that skinwalkers, James. What the actually the case I'm working on right now that I can't go a lot into. Uh, a skinwalker, I believe, is going to be. Uh, I don't believe it's something that's changing from a person to this creature. I believe that if it's out there, it's always been out there. Uh, I know that, okay, during a possession, people's physical traits can change, but I don't believe they can change that dramatic based on physics. Uh, but the skinwalkers, I do believe, again, demons, they can deceive us and show us things that, if you're open to it. I seen a thing when I was a kid, I could have swore it was a tooth fairy. And when I got older, I ended up finding out I knew what it was. And it scared the hell out of me, James. I ain't going to lie. I mean, I don't even like driving by that house today. Yeah, Shell, definitely. I think that your flesh and blood creatures are going to be your flesh and blood. I don't believe there's any changing. Of course, that's my belief. They are disembodied. The demons are disembodied. That was part of their punishment. Some are chained that had sex with the animals and they're chained for judgment. The others are disembodied. They cannot materialize physical. That is part of their punishment. Yeah, Margie, definitely be safe. And I may end up being proven wrong eventually, and I would welcome that. If I go out and I see something that does that, then I'll be the first one to tell you that. But me and Calvin's hunted these things for a long time also. He goes out in the field, different states. I'm not going to say where he travels just for security reasons. Him and his team are on the road, and of course, we're never going to tell where we're at when we're doing it. You're going to find out after it's happened. But Calvin has been out in the field in a lot of different places, and he has actually witnessed the flesh and blood and the spiritual part of it, and has seen the difference in them. And that's why I said I was glad to been able to meet Calvin, because he has seen a lot of things that has given me uh, more credibility to myself to know that there is a separation, there is a deceivement happening. You can be deceived. David Copperfield, as my friend told me, he said, "I'm going to make remember the Statue of Liberty." He said, "Make the Statue of Liberty disappear." You notice he didn't say, "I'm going to make the Statue of Liberty disappear." He said, "I'm going to make a Statue of Liberty disappear." We have to be careful of the deception, because remember, the enemy is the best at it. Hey James, I'm always glad to have you, man. I've seen you around for a long time. I think, was one of even the first ones to join my channel, and I appreciate your comments also. A lot of things you've said, I've went and researched and found a lot of things out that's helped me out a lot. So James, I'm glad to have you too, man. It's a pleasure. I'm not going to get Shell brought up something. I'm not going to go real far into this because it's going to be more in my other video. But at my granny's, I told you there was a spiritual side in the flesh and blood. My granny knew that. She told us that forever. She said, not everything outside is Bigfoot. There's other creatures out there. Some of it's spiritual. And at one point, there was a Ouija board in my granny's house. And I think that's what brought the spiritual stuff. I don't think the spiritual stuff came with the flesh and blood. I don't think she was part of the 25%. But I think the combination of having it there and those cryptids that came there, it all went together. It kind of brought them all together, anyways. And then there was already that attraction, and it just got worse from there. And it definitely did. It got worse by far. Squatching Mountain Mama says, my ex-fiance lives in North Carolina. He has ongoing activity on his farm. I am sure there are a lot of things everywhere, though. Did anything follow you, Squatching Mountain Mama, whenever you left him? Did anything hitchhike and follow you to where you're at now? Are you far from him now, or are you still relatively close? I got there's James. I got a good one for you, James. One night, me and my ex father-in-law, we was sitting in the house and we kept hearing this hoot owl, and it was loud. It just kept on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And we was like, God, that thing won't stop. And my father-in-law, he's an old timer. He gets up, grabs his pistol, goes outside. There's this white owl up in the tree, and I'm standing right beside him. And he goes, "Well, I can't get it with my pistol." It was his concealed carry that he carries, which was a 380, I believe is what it was. So he goes in the house and he grabs a single shot 12 gauge, right? And he shoots it out of this tree. I mean, shoots it. There's a yard light out there and all. This white owl falls, and as it fell behind the tree, we'd walk around there to see it, and it was gone. We could not find that owl anywhere. Now it might have went behind the tree and glided off over or whatever. It was just weird how that happened. But uh, I've never seen any giant ones, but that would scare me because I've been going down the creek in a boat at night, coming back from fishing late, and have a screech owl above you scream and just about make everybody in the boat jump out of it. I mean, the whole boat would shake. What's really cute? Yeah, the sage and salt and stuff. You know, I don't use that. I use Jesus's name. There's power in the name, and I believe that's all you need. If you'll keep, you keep Jesus and just tell it to leave you alone. I think things will stay good for you. I'm glad it didn't piggyback and bother you where you're at for sure. Sharon says, I pray every night before sleeping for God to put a hedge of protection over my girls and family. I am very interested in this, but I wouldn't want to see one face to face. I pray every night also. I pray several times throughout the day. Uh, I pray all the time. If I'm just walking around the store shopping, I'm praying. And I think it's important to keep him in our life and to keep a hedge on us and the armor on us so that these things don't follow us home. I think Calvin's going to share. I don't know. He might give us a little peek right now as to why this thing followed one of his team members home. Calvin, you don't have to tell everything, but is there a chance that one of your team members might have made a mistake that may have gave this power to be able to follow you home? Yes, the blood of Jesus shall for sure. Jeff says they have attempted to kill me twice now, completely unprovoked. Calvin, they won't like or appreciate my response to that ever happening again. Yeah, Jeff has a special tool that he has acquired. It's a beautiful tool, if I must say so myself, that will take care of anything, I believe, on this earth. Iris says owls are beautiful to look at, but not at 3 a.m. We used to have one perch on our porch late at night, and it always creeped me out. Yeah, this one, Iris, wouldn't go away. It just kept on and on and on. And they had one that used to fly into their back window over and over by the kitchen. I mean, he would just hit that window like he was trying to bust it. It got really weird down there for a while with the owls, and he started shooting at them, and they slowed down, and now he moved. So I didn't get to see what happened because he actually moved. See, Calvin and Jeff are talking about they've actually had something, try to kill them in the field. Uh, I think Jeff, I'm not going to tell on him, but I think Jeff may have put some holes through something one night because, well, it got so close to him, he didn't have any other choice but to put holes through something that I'm sure he wasn't wanting to put holes through. I think Jeff's carrying a 458 SOCOM, and it's a beautiful gun. I think Calvin may carry that same caliber. Y'all, Jeff, you and Calvin ought to show each other your weapons. Y'all's got some really nice weapons. I have the best one though. I got the baby dragon, so I came out the winner. She says, I had one experience like sleep paralysis, however, I was wide awake. Something so evil and dark was holding me down, and when I finally could get Jesus' name out, it left me instantly. Sharon, I had that same thing happen to me. Uh, I've had it happen to me in two different houses, and I'll tell you what a preacher told me to do. To say over and over in your head next time that happens that you will think and plead the blood of Jesus over it and it will release you. And when it happened to me, I did think that and it did release me. That's very interesting, JD. Uh, that is, I want to look into that. So email me that. I do want to look into that. That is very interesting to me. James, my grandpa. I don't know if you're from around here. He helped build the sailboat bridge over here, the dam over on Grand Lake here in Oklahoma. And he told a lot of stories about, guys falling in and they was pouring the concrete and they just kept pouring. And he had pictures of them standing up there, not even tied off, they're just working. And he said that the divers that were below said that there were catfish down there the size of Volkswagens. That would just be amazing. I'd like to eat one of them too, James. That's one of my favorite eating ones. Yeah, Jeff had a custom 450 Bushmaster AR that was built from the ground up as a dedicated dangerous game rifle. It will do what I need to do. It's the very best rifle I've ever fired. That it's a beautiful gun. Spook Terror says Owl screeches can scare you good. A wildcat will make your hair stand up. Wildcats have a high pitched, shrilly scream, sounds like a little girl being murdered. First time you hear it, your blood goes cold. That's true. I've heard those before, and they are very scary. It's very scary. But yeah, I think that deception is one of the things that we really have to watch out for because when we go out in the field, we're taking cameras, and I'm sure you guys are taking cameras, and we're taking night vision and things like that. And I go out in the dark. I don't. Most of you guys, I don't know if you go out in the dark or not, but even during the daytime, and we're running equipment out in places that are not used to having this equipment ran. So if there is demons in the area, they're going to take that opportunity to manifest, to be able to show themselves, to be able to scare you. You all seen some of the stuff I've caught. I've caught a little girl standing down by the bridge, and I didn't care to ever see that. But what happens, happens, and we just try to move on from it. Sarah and Kaylee, they quit because we ran into some spiritual stuff that slapped Sarah one night, and it was looking in Kaylee's window while we're driving down the road. I mean, you're going to run into those things, even if you're not looking for it. Hey Janice, good to see you. I was wondering where you was at, but here lately YouTube has not been putting my notifications out on my videos either. Yeah, our videos are down, guys, in views, so they're at it again. Yeah, Magic Mutts. It seems like it just happens. He knows what we need and when we need it, and he delivers it. That's for sure. Man, Roger, I hate that. In Australia, you can't buy a BB gun or starter pistols without a license. Don't lose your right to bear arms, guys. Yeah, they're not getting mine. I'll say that right now. Uh, yeah, that's the one, Jeff. I wasn't going to say nothing. I was going to let you tell that story. If y'all are into and want to support, hunting, fishing, camping, stuff like that, check out my other video, my other channel. We do a lot of that over there. We do recipes, stuff like that. It's a lot of outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping, exploring, hiking. We're going to be doing magnet fishing. It's more me and the kids, stuff like that. That would be neat, Iris, to be able to go to that. That would be neat. I wouldn't be able to do that right now. I've got a lot of things going on here with this new investigation I'm doing, and I can't leave in the middle of this. This lady really needs me around right now. Uh, I think Harper, the reason that is liability issues, if they were to admit that they knew they were there right now, uh, they would be liable for all the murders and stuff that's happened, and it would totally bankrupt the government. People would stop hiking, camping, fishing, and that's how they make their money. And if people aren't going to the woods, then they're going to start losing money. Yeah, Spooktator. I'm going to get some more people on. They decided, I guess it just wasn't for them, and kind of walked away from it. But it's going to work out in the future. I'm sure. Maybe later on somebody will come around as crazy as I am and want to go do these things, and I'll have more bait too. See, there's a plus side to that. I need to get a lady that's not afraid to go out and be some bait that I could send out and kind of set up. Not really, but I don't know. Maybe that cabbage was good on my other channel, Sharon. You're right. And if any of y'all are interested in my other channel, uh, this is it. We'll be doing a video tomorrow, uh, cooking out for Easter with the boys. But that's our other channel, and it'll also, if you watch our other channel, it'll give you more of a view of what the land is like around here. You'll get to see more of the swamps and stuff because we are fishing and out and about in a boat, and you can kind of get more of a layout of the land and why it supports their habitat. I think Sharon might be volunteering for the next adventure. She says that she can't run fast, so she might be pretty good bait. We might have to consider her. Have to find out how close she is. They don't want the public to know about them because the attention to what else the government is hiding from us causes mass hysteria. Sorry, I can't spell for some reason. Don't worry, Calvin. I can't either. If I didn't have, see, my spell check either. Well, I don't know. My spell check usually screws me over too, so I'm not sure. What is Shell saying about blondes? I missed that. I guess. My uncle always did say, and I never knew if he was telling the truth or not, but he always said if you want to have a good encounter when you go to the woods, I don't know if there's anything to it, but he told me this for years and years and years. Always make sure that you have as many females as do males when you go out. And he said that will be the worst encounter you'll have because it will be the strongest. I don't know if that's true or if that really has anything to do with it. But I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think it matters? Hey, Red Dirt Cryptid Investigations. Good to have you here with us, man. Yeah, this guy here, he's awesome, Brian. I've talked to him, had him on the show. Go check his channel out, subscribe. He does a lot of good work also, and he believes right along. I believe the same lines as I do. And really, really good man. I really enjoyed talking with him. Yeah, Calvin, those were good. They was almost too good. The boys kept eating them as fast as I could fry them. Yeah. Red Dirt Cryptid says maybe he can get Coleman to wear a wig. That might work out really good. Yeah, magic nuts. That might be a little dangerous too. That could turn into a bad thing. Yeah, they are getting bad about that. I don't know why the notifications have got so bad. It's like I'm not sure if they're trying to slow me down or if they don't like what we're talking about. Because I've heard people say, all kinds of, well, maybe they don't like what you're talking about. That's probably, that's probably what it is. So I'm not sure. I was trying to see if I had the. I think they're probably just trying to slow us down. Hey, that recipe was good. We did on the. They're talking about the other channel, guys. If you're getting lost, but that did turn out really good. Yeah, Hunter's an ornery little boy. He is. Hey, Calvin. Calvin was talking about. Correct me if I'm right or wrong, Calvin. Didn't you say that uh, the spirit that went to your friend's house was he not mimicking the flesh and blood creatures y'all were dealing with? That it was hitting on the walls, beating on the walls, and stuff like that. Bill Ted, have you heard from Cassie? What should be coming? I haven't heard anything from her. Not a word. I don't know what she's been doing or what she's up to, but if she wanted to contact me, she knows how to contact me. She knows the email. She knows the channels and everything. So she knows how to get a hold of me if she ever needed to or wanted to. I love cornbread also. Oh yeah, we're still friends. I'm not mad at her or anything. I don't hope not at all. Like I said, she knows how to contact me. She knows she can if she needs to. But yeah, still my friend. Been friends for a long time, not to be. But yeah, still good friends. She has a lot of knowledge. She helped me out a lot, and she done a good job. I mean, that's all I can say. She's just taking care of things right now that she needs to take care of, and trust me, she needs the prayers. That's for sure. Yes, Scott, I do want to come to Kentucky. I do want to go to the LBL. That is on my bucket list. That's one of the places I do want to go. I'd love to come and check that out. Okay. Calvin says his team member that had the piggyback coming back to his house from a hunt they went and done. I believe it was out of state for somebody else. They ended up having a piggyback, and the spirit went to one of his team members' house because his team member was mimicking, laughing, and making fun of the demon. So the demon did go to his house, and it took a preacher, I believe, today or yesterday. I'm not sure, to get rid of it. If I'm is that right, Kelvin? Red Dirt Cryptic Investigation says LBL is like Graceland. Yeah, I would like to go there. But yeah, he shouldn't have been mimicking it and making fun of it and stuff and giving it place. Oh yeah, I would love to, Angela. That's on my hit list, I guess I should say. Hey, at least you've seen Bigfoot. A lot of people haven't seen him, so at least you've had a sighting. War Criminal 7, I will. If I ever decide to go somewhere, I'll definitely do some videos, let y'all know, that I'm going to be heading to a place. Not when I'll exactly be there, but if, where I'm planning on going. Sharon, that is not a good idea, I guess, to use you for bait. Because if you didn't have any trouble, there's something about you it don't like. Maybe, I don't know. Might be the hair color, maybe redhead. That might be what it is. She says, Sweet Home Kentucky says, I would never believe in dog until I found this channel, Mike. I knew right away you were honest. Thank you for sharing your experiences plus your stories. Hey, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate you being here. And that's what I said. I go out a whole lot. Yeah, a lot of people say, why isn't there any boots on the ground? Why isn't there is boots on the ground. I go out all the time, but I don't find things. And I don't want to bore y'all with, a lot of things and trying to make up things. And, there's another channel out there, like I said, the expert that is supposedly shooting these things on every encounter and he's killing them and he's using a shotgun and just leave that alone. I'm not even going to go into that. Yeah, James, you get up there. You'll have to let me know how that turns out. I'm really interested in going there. I think that'd be cool. See, Calvin says it took him two preachers, a preacher and a Catholic priest, to even get rid of what followed him home. So if they have something piggybacking, you can end up with something at your house you may not want there. I'm not saying there's not spiritual out there. I'm just saying the flesh and blood aren't using portals. They can't, in my opinion, on what Jesus had said, and God controlled all that. But I'm not saying that they're not out there as spirits, disembodied, spirits, demons, using portals or decepting you, deceiving you, to making you see these things. I believe they can do that. You open yourself up to it, he can show you whatever you want to see. What is it, Shell? I lost you. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up. He said I do a lot of research down there. I sit on my evidence. Don't want any visits. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't want any visits. I don't mind the flesh and blood ones, but when it gets into the demons, yeah, I don't mess with that. I just turn it over to Jesus and let him take care of that. What was you curious about, Maynard? We're going to be in your area this coming weekend. Let me know if you can come out and cook a hot dog with us or a campfire. You're always welcome with us. Yeah, Red Dirt. I'll try to make it down there and at least say hey, stop by, and see how it's going with y'all and everything. If you're going to be up in this area, I'll at least try to come down and see if anything's trying to drag you or Cole out in the woods. LBL sounds like it's a hot spot. Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on down there, a lot of murders, a lot of things like that. Yeah, it sounds good, Red Dirt. I'll be looking forward to that for sure. She said the LBL scares me, but if you put a group of Kentuckians together, we surely could do a major investigation for criminal investigations. Yeah, you just want to be careful when you're out there in the woods alone, for sure, because it's not just those that are dangerous. There's other animals out there that can hurt you. One of the ones I don't like is snakes. Yeah, Shell, we might have to do a live on the LBL. That way you all can educate me on it. There's a lot of stuff going on down there. I may have to do another video on the LBL. I may have to really dig into that one. That may be worth looking at. Hey, MHS, good to see you. We was just talking about you a little bit ago. Yeah, Sharon, you wouldn't want to do that for sure. You wouldn't be alone though. You'd probably have some company. Just sit out there at the campfire and do a little cooking. You'd probably have some company show up. Shell, I'm in Oklahoma, so yeah, it's a little bit of a distance from me. Sorry about that. I hear that a lot too. They look like hyenas. Hey, Jim. Yeah, Sweet Home Kentucky. We have a lot of those here too. Yeah, Spooktator, they do. They carry some really bad disease. I got some friends that's got those. A lot of people don't, Jeff. They're afraid of the ridicule. A lot of people are ridiculed for that. Well, guys, we've been on for a while, and I actually kept you here longer than what I would have. I appreciate y'all showing up. Now, don't forget, we got another live coming up where I'm going to talk about the physical side, the spiritual side, and my personal beliefs. Not pushing it off on you guys, just letting you all know where I stand, and I'm sure that'll be a really deep conversation that we'll have. It'll, I'm sure, get a lot of people to thinking, and I'm sure cause a pretty good debate that night. But I'm going to explain where I come from, what I believe, why I believe what I believe. I want to thank everybody that has become members to my channel, that has joined up, that supports the channel. I opened the membership up. A lot of y'all have joined it. Uh, I appreciate each and every one of you that's joined. I didn't expect that many people to be joining the channel, to become members of the channel, but I appreciate everybody doing that. Uh, I want to wish you all a happy Easter, and remember He has risen and what He gave for us, and He definitely loved us to go through what He went through for us, and we're very fortunate and blessed that He loved us that much, and that He rose and defeated death and give us a chance at eternity. So y'all be safe until next time. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And war criminal, I'll get with you if I go to do that, and we'll get together. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'll see you on the next live, guys. I believe it's the 10th, just a couple of days away, and I'll explain my beliefs on what I believe they are and how they move and what's going on. I appreciate each and every one of you. Calvin, thank you tonight for helping and moderating. It was a smooth night as always, but we have the best group out there. What would you expect? Until next time, guys, be safe.